using QuickBooks Online, and when you go to enter in your transactions, they get lost and you're like, I try to search them and I cannot figure it out. Well, today in this video, I want to teach you how to use the search feature. If we've never met before, hi, I'm Kampfer, and I love to help business owners and bookkeepers create confidence and simplicity with QuickBooks. And that's exactly what we do on this channel through tips and tricks. So today we're going to dive into QuickBooks Online and start looking at the search feature. If you're needing this for desktop, go up above and I will link the search video specifically for desktop users. So let's jump into our QuickBooks and start checking out the search feature. So if you've been entering in your transactions and then you go, wait, where did that go? There's a few different ways to find it. So you can go up here to the search feature. There's like a little icon. You can also, if you are a keyboard person, you can do Control-Alt-F all at the same time, hold them down. Or if you are a Mac user, you can do Control-Option-F all at the same time, and you'll find your search feature. So I'm curious, let me know down below, have you been using your search feature? Are you having a hard time with it? What is the hardest part? So one of the things you can do is you can look up your details. So let's talk about what's showing here. It's giving you search ideas. You can look things up by just the customer's name, vendor name, a transaction. You can also look at reports and different types of accounts. You can search by the name, the address, the dollar amount, the date, all of that. Here, you'll see your recent transactions. So these are going to be the last 10 transactions that you've recently opened or looked at. If you want to look at more, you can always click View More. And it's going to go into what we call the advanced search features. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So let's say that you are looking for, we're going to use our shortcut keys, Control-Alt or Find, and the F. And let's say that we want to look up something by the dollar amount. So we'll put in $100. We'll put in 100, right? Now, the software doesn't know, are you looking for the number 100 or the dollar amount of 100? So it's going to give you all options. And sometimes people will be like, why is it giving me that? So you want to look at what's bolded is going to tell you why it's giving you those details. If you add a dollar amount at the beginning, you'll notice it's only going to give you dollar amount transactions. Or if you add a decimal point, the moment you add a decimal point, it's going to also be searching only for dollar amounts. So be aware of that when you're looking for things. What type of transaction are you looking for? And the number that you're putting in or the name that you're putting in, why are you entering that? Because it's going to filter it. So let's say that we're looking for something based off of our insurance company. Maybe we want to look for a policy. Maybe we want to look for general liability policy. So first we could type in insurance and it's going to give you the transactions that are related to insurance. It's going to give you the contact related to insurance. Pretty neat, right? Also the report or accounts that have the name insurance in them. Now, maybe you're like, okay, well, what I'm really looking for, and you could start clicking on these to figure them out, but maybe you're looking for your general liability policy and maybe you added that note into the transaction. So you'll notice that when I typed in general, now this one specific transaction populates right here. If I click on that, it's going to take me into an insurance payment, right? So this is a bill. I coded it to insurance, but under the description, I added general liability policy. So know that even the extra details that you're added are searchable if you're looking for them. So in the future, if you're looking for something, make sure you add a little extra detail in the transaction itself so that you have searchable. Now you do need to be aware of what you're entering for your data to be able to use the search. There's many different ways that you can look for it based off the name, the type of account, the dollar amount, the date, all of those things and more. Now we talked about the search feature, the advanced feature. So when you're in here, you can come down here to the bottom and click advanced and this will bring up. So what this gives you is you can look up your different transactions. So you can look them up by transaction line. Then you come down here to reference and it will give you different types of references. You can look it up by all transactions. And then when you do this, you could do amount and line. What's great about doing amount and line specifically is say that we are entering that $100 and we click search, it's going to give you anything that is the exact dollar amount total or a line item. So for example, here on Amy's Bird Sanctuary, she has both. That'll take you into the account itself. Let's go back one. We will click on the transaction, the invoice. On her transaction, she had a total of $100, right? but then there was sales tax. So it became 108 total because of 8% sales tax. So even though the full invoice was 108, we typed in 100, it went and looked for something that had a line item of 100, right? So you can start looking at both the total invoice amount or a line item amount. It'll give you all of them. And you can add filters and you can add layers upon layers upon layers of looking for specific transactions, details. So go in and start checking out. Now I want to give you one more tip. So one of the things that I find when people are entering in their transactions is sometimes they skip details. Like, for example, they don't put in the payee, right? Where you're spending the money. The disadvantage to that is that two disadvantages. One, when you come in here later to look under expenses and you come over here to the vendors, because vendors are the people and places you spend money, your transactions will not show up underneath each of these. For example, in insurance, if I had ignored, or this is a sample file, if they had ignored putting the payee in as the insurance, that transaction would not show up under here, which also would make it where you couldn't search it by the name. Okay. So if you have been using bank feeds, yes, I'm speaking to you online users specifically. If you've been coming in here and you're just adding transactions without adding the payee, you're missing a vital step of entering in your transactions to find it later, as well as using the search feature. So making sure if you're using bank feeds that you want to be adding who the payee is, whether it's a customer or vendor, and making sure that you add the level of detail of where it went, what type of category, also something that's searchable, and it will automatically give you the dollar amount and the date. So make sure you're really looking at this and not just randomly adding them, but that you're taking the time to slow down and really look at them. Let me know below. Is this the first time you've heard about the search feature? Have you been using it? Did you use the shortcut? What was your favorite part of this video? Let me know. I'd love to hear. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and like this video because you're more likely to see them in the future, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of your tips. If you want to get them in your inbox, our tips and tricks that we do, make sure you go up above or down below and you'll get them straight to your email so you don't miss any of them. Also, if you're looking for training on how to really customize your QuickBooks, how to understand more about the bank feed or any of the other things that we talked about today, check out my Customizing QuickBooks workshop, and I'll teach you more about how to customize QuickBooks specifically for your business. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you on our next tip and trick. Have an amazing day. Bye. So today we're going to jump in.